It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I'm Bill Hockenberry, and we are joined this morning by Riverdale head coach Josh Bugg and Riverdale player Lockney Brown. Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning?
Good morning. We're doing good.
Y'all excited about the district play starting up today?
We are. The team's already eating breakfast, and they're going over the scout, and we're going to go back after we finish this and do our walkthrough and shoot around.
Yeah, and it's nothing like tournament basketball. I mean, I think it's a great thing playing all the semifinal games on a Saturday, with the new districts, and just give me some of your thoughts on how the new district is and the new format.
I like it from a travel standpoint. It's nice because you get bigger crowds, and especially to be able to play it on a Saturday where a lot of people are off. I expect, especially about halftime of our game going into that second game, the rest of the evening should be pretty packed in there. Yeah,
and y'all are going to play Rockville tonight or this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Games are at Siegel High School tonight for the District 10 4A tournament. And y'all have had a pretty good little run here towards the end of the season. Good win against Stewart's Creek, another close game against Stewart's Creek, and I know y'all have a little bit of momentum going into the tournament.
Yeah, the girls are confident, and we've played good teams all year, just like everybody else in our league. And this is an opportunity as a coaching staff just to have our kids prove us right and prove themselves right, and go out there and be confident and play together and shoot the basketball, play defense, and just keep it simple.
Yeah, and you did play a tough schedule. I know you had your own little tournament this year. Y'all played Bradley Central, so nothing you're going to see tonight or anywhere else in the tournament is going to really surprise you.
Yeah, playing Blackman twice, and Rockville's had a great year. They played a lot of great teams as well. There's nothing that we really haven't seen to this point. And from my perspective, just the growth in terms of being competitive and being – even some of our losses this year, we're being in those games and having a chance to win them and being able to pinpoint 2 or 3 things that would have got us over the hump. Gives you confidence going into playoff basketball because it's 0-0, and the records don't matter at this point, but the work that you've done leading up to this point does, and we've been working hard.
Yeah, and you can tell you've gotten better and better as the season is going on. And Lockney, kind of tell us what your feelings are heading into the tournament. Had a little strong finish to the season, and where are you feeling like the girls are at?
I feel like we're all pretty confident. We're excited too. So I don't know, just like he said, like we've grown a lot, and I feel pretty good about today. We have a new little plan going in, so.
Well, that's good, and that's the big thing about tournament basketball. A lot of people have seen everything on film, and always having those little adjustments people aren't going to be ready for, and that's just part of tournament basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fun part about being a coach. You can add a couple things here and there to try to give your team an advantage. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to these players, and we really believe our players are excited about this game. And played at Siegel High School against Rockville. It's a great opportunity to put Riverdale's name back out there as being one of the best teams in this area.
Yeah, and the Riverdale name is synonymous with all kinds of championships, and y'all know y'all are getting back to that way, and going into today, Lockney, where do you feel like your girls mentally are as far as getting ready to go play a neutral court game against Rockville? You've already played them home and away. Now it's a neutral court game. And, mindset-wise, y'all going to try to get off to a good start, feeling pretty good about that? Is that what your mindset's going to be?
Yes, sir. I think we're really focused. Like, win or lose in the past, I don't think we let that affect us or weigh us down. We just, I feel like we stay confident and motivated. So I think that's where we're at today mentally.
One thing that I've noticed seeing you play over the years is your motor. And your motor never stops. And where does that come from? Is that something you're just blessed with, that you just love the game so much, you just go after the ball all the time? Where does that kind of come from?
Just like the love of the game, It's like you gotta want it, so.
Yeah, you got to want it, and that's a lot of players, that they don't have that. A lot of times, and I know for Coach Bugg, that's got to be something that Coach, that you really, really, you don't have to worry about Lockney coming in every single day and giving you everything she's got?
Yeah, definitely don't have to worry about that with her or any of our seniors that are playing a lot of minutes. Alana Waller and Lockney both have persevered and overcome some knee injuries. She had to sit out all last year, and that was really tough for her. But this year, she does so much stuff. Speaking about Lockney, her and Abby Dennis are two team captains in the locker room that people don't see. But on the court, she's been such a great mentor for our freshmen, Riley Williams. And the thing about Lockney is she really has all the skills that it takes to be successful at this level. And she's actually going to come off the bench for us today, but she's been willing to do whatever we've asked her to do. She's very selfless, but she has the ability to grab 9 or 10 rebounds, to score 10 or more points, to make that game-winning pass to an open shooter. But the biggest thing that she brings to our team is just her leadership, and especially, like I said, mentoring our young post players this year.
Yeah, and I've seen her grow, from another perspective. And I'm super proud of her, and you can just see how she's grown over the years. Coach, going into it, and now you're paired with the other district is basically the whole county now. How do you feel about that? All the teams are going to advance into the region tournament, which is, I believe it's going to be next week. How do you like that? Do you like the changes and how that's going to go?
I definitely like it, and then I also like the sub-state pairing.
Yes.
You're probably looking at a 30-minute drive as opposed to an hour and a half or an hour when you're going to Cookeville or Lebanon or one of those places. But there's a lot of really good basketball in this area. I think even some of the teams in our region that don't have the best records, I think there's a lot of talent on those teams. I think a lot of the teams are well coached, and there's definitely a lot of athletes in Rutherford County. From our perspective, having everything in county is a benefit just from the standpoint of not having those long car rides, especially on an important game where it could be an elimination game. Just sitting on a bus for an hour and a half is a huge disadvantage as opposed to if you were hosting that game, for example.
Yeah, and now obviously you were talking about the sectional. Now there's no Bradley or Cleveland trips. So the farthest we could go is probably Page or Brentwood or somewhere like that, which is good for travel for fans. And I think it's gonna really have a good chance to have a couple of teams make the state tournament this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been telling the girls this for a couple of years, just the changes that were coming and just what that looks like and the opportunities that are there. For example, we beat a good Stewart's Creek team. They're 2 on that side. So it gives you confidence knowing that if it's a region quarter game or a region semi game that you're playing someone you've already played before that you've beaten, and not necessarily that guarantees that you'll beat them again, but just gives you a little confidence knowing that it's a familiar opponent and you can just relax and play the game and not worry about the unknowns.
What have you talked to your team about? I know, obviously district play starts, but really everybody's 0-0 today. Everybody's record's 0-0. Everybody starts a new season. It all starts over today, and I know that's exciting for players and coaches. And have you addressed that kind of with your team?
Yeah, we are. Definitely just trying to shift our focus to guarding. We want to get back into our bread and butter, our man-to-man defense. We want to be accountable for the assignments that we're given in terms of who we're supposed to be guarding. Rockville presents a very quick-paced transition, so we'll have to be locked in on that when we shoot the ball or when mistakes happen, for sure. But the girls are going to be just fine. Abby Dennis is a great leader. Madison Taylor is a great leader. Lonnie Brown's a great leader. Alana Waller's played a lot of basketball for us, and that's the cool thing going into this tournament as opposed to my first and second year here is we just have a lot more experience on the court. And then I think we're a little bit more athletic at the guard position, and we've got a lot of youth there, so that's going to be exciting to see those girls grow into bigger roles as some of these older players graduate and move out of our program.
Well, Coach, it's you do have a lot of upperclassmen and girls that have been around for a while, and that does have to give you a lot of confidence going in there today in this tournament setting and a neutral court setting today. The Lady Warriors play Rockville today at 2 o'clock at Siegel High School for any fans wanting to get out there and support today. Coach, any final thoughts, heading into tournament play?
our girls are going to come out and fight. That's been one of our themes this year. Our girls love each other. They're a tight group, and it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. This group is a successful group, and they're amazing. And I think they know that, and they love each other. And so it's going to be just really fun to coach them today and see how they rise to the challenge.
Lockney, anything final for the tournament starts?
I think we're ready. I'm excited.
Well, before we get off, Lockney is our SRM concrete solid performer, locally grown, nationally known SRM concrete. Lockney Brown is our Riverdale recipient of that this week. Coach Bugg, good luck to you this week and on into the region, and really looking forward for the Lady Warriors to make a run.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, good luck. That is Riverdale head coach Joshua Bugg and Lockney Brown. The Coaches Show is brought to you by the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get the help they need when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day.